Okay, so at this point you've received your 3D virtual tour files. Now what? So let's take a look at some of the things that you can do with this to maximize the benefits from the 3D tour. Okay, so typically you're going to get an email from us that's got a copy of the link to the tour, and also we'll have several files attached with it. It'll have your 3D tour coding sheet, we'll talk about that in a minute, a zip file with all your 360-degree photos for your exteriors, a media zip file. And this is optional. It doesn't come with the typical tour, but it's something that you can request at no extra charge. So if it's something you're interested in, you can ask for that. And then the floor plan, we'll look at it, and also how to use the zip file for our photos or whatnot. Alright, so starting off, let's take a look at the code. Okay, so actually before we do that, let's go ahead and look at the tour itself. The tour itself, we send you a link, and this is just a direct link where if you click on it, it'll take you right to the tour itself. And so let's take a look at how the tour works and kind of how to operate it. So this is called the dollhouse. So there's lots of features that you can do directly within the tour. Okay, and I'll probably make another video that goes a little bit more in depth into this. But once you get to your starting place in the tour, and if you're on a computer, you can use your mouse and just click and drag with your left mouse button to look around in any direction. So these are our full 360-degree photographs that you can move around and look in any direction. Okay, so notice we've got the fire on over here. Now if you click on these little circles, they will take you to different locations within the tour. So if you click there, it'll move there, and then now you can move around. This right here, this little dot, is what we call a matter tag, and so it gives out information about a specific feature that you have existing inside the tour. So in this case, there's a 65-inch TV with a Bluetooth soundbar. You can also just double click on spaces. So if you just double click around, it'll move you throughout the tour, and from any location you can then move around throughout the tour or whatever. So you can double click, or you can click on these dots. Either way, and once you get to a matter tag, just put your mouse over it and it'll just simply highlight to tell you what that particular item is. Now you can also use the arrows on your keyboard. So the forward arrow will move you forward in the tour, the back arrow moves you back, and then you can use the left and right mouse button to rotate left and right as you're going through. So that's another thing that you can do, is you can use the keyboard if you'd rather do that, or you can use the mouse to move around as you go, or you can do both. You can use the arrows to move you forward, and then as you're moving, then use the mouse to go wherever. Now this down here, this is what we call our tour slideshow. Okay, so it's a virtual tour, and so basically what it is, it plays through different clips throughout the tour itself. So if you hit play, it'll begin the tour, and at any point you can click this little arrow here to close it, kind of give you a little bit more screen space. But what it does is just a virtual slideshow that goes through and shows you different points of the property. Now what's cool about this, it's different than most other ones, is at any point in the virtual slideshow you can pause it and you can start looking around. So at this point I'm inside the room, so here if I hit pause, I can say there, and I can start looking around. And these aren't just photographs, these are actually 360-degree scans. So if I click here, I can start moving around through the tour. And at any point in the virtual tour, so if I click on this again and I hit play, it takes me back to where I was before, and it just continues the tour. Now if I click this, see it says 5 of 25, it shows you which slide you're on. And so as you're moving through, it'll show you wherever you're at going through the tour. And at any point, you can just click up here and pause it. And another nice feature about this virtual tour, it's a great way to get from room to room without having to go maybe up here and having to go up the stairs. So if you're not interested in clicking around the whole thing to find stuff and as you're going, a great way to get from one place to another is just to simply come and click, and it'll take you directly out to that spot. So now I'm outside. If I want to go over by the hot tub, I can click there. Now I'm out by the hot tub. If I want to go back inside, I can click here. Looks like there's a bathroom. Maybe I want to look at that, or a bedroom. If I click there, it takes me directly into the bedroom, and that just keeps you from having to go and click and click and click throughout the whole tour. So different users are going to have different experiences. Some people may want to click through it and look at every little thing. Some people may want to just go and use the buttons to get through the tour here. So this takes me over by the stairs. This takes me upstairs, so now I can look at it from the balcony up here. So those are all different things that you can do. You can either watch the video, which is great, or you can skip from one view to the next using this right here. So it's a great way to get through the tour to see the highlights of what you're interested in. And so then you can just hit this to minimize this if you want to. Now let's take a look at what this is. This is what we call the dollhouse view. So if you click on this, it'll zoom out, and you can then take it and spin it around 360 degrees. And then from any place on it too, you can also click inside there. Will take you directly into there to that location. So that's what we call the dollhouse view. It's kind of a 3D view of the overall project there. From the dollhouse view, you can also do what we call floor plan, and floor plan takes you here. This right here is the first floor, so it shows you this. You can zoom in. So here, if we zoom in, we can see the bathrooms, we can see the bedrooms, you can see the hallway, and kind of get an idea of where stuff's located. If you click on this, you can go to second floor, and then that'll take you up to the second floor and show you the information of there. Now if you double click inside there, it'll also take you to where you're trying to get inside the tour there. So this is a great feature to have. You know, if you're trying to look for a specific thing, you can always click on this, and then right now we're in floor plan, and so if we want to go back to the first floor, click on first floor, and then now if I wanted to go into this area here, now we've gone into a nighttime shot there. So that right there is using the floor plan method. Okay, now up here we have information also. So these little drop downs, if you click on this, this will tell you information about locations. If you had website information you wanted on there, if you had a listing agent, these could all go into this area right here. Okay, now notice it says matter tag, content, show, and hide. Now at any point, if there's a bunch of matter tags that you don't want to have shown, you can click the hide button, and that takes them so they're hidden on the tour. Okay, so that way they're just out of your way. Or if you want them to show them, the client can always have those on either way. But this can all be hidden, so by clicking the less and this, we'll get it out of the way. That way you've got a full screen there. The other thing you can do is, this is the share button, so if you wanted to share this space, you could click on that, and then here, this is a direct link that you could copy and paste. Or if you wanted to share it to your Facebook, Twitter, or if you wanted to email to someone, these are great ways to go in and share the space itself. And this one right here is to view in VR. So if you click on this, it's going to say, okay, this is the link that you'll need for your mobile phone, so you could send that to somebody, and then they'll either need a Samsung Gear or a Google Cardboard in order to access the actual virtual reality where you've got a headset or whatever. So all you gotta do is click on that on any of these tours. It'll take you right to the VR, and then you pop it into your goggles, put your goggles on, and you're all set. So it's real easy to use the tour. It's, you know, this right here, just click on this. This takes you up to where all this stuff is here. You can go from room to room real easily. But that is the basic tour itself. So whenever we send you an email, the first thing you'll have is this link right there. Okay, so if you click on that, it takes you directly to the link, and you're all set. Now you can copy and paste this directly into Facebook, and it'll put your tour as a Facebook post, you know, directly on that. But we'll look at Facebook in just a little bit. So that is the basic tour link and kind of how to move around the tour. And on any of this stuff, if any of our clients are ever interested in doing some one-on-one training, we're happy to sit down and work through this with you. Make sure you feel comfortable with it, and make sure you have a true understanding of what all the benefits you get with this. But the next thing we're going to look at is the 3D tour coding sheet. Okay, so if you click on the 3D tour coding sheet, this is where all your coding is for your websites, and this is something that you would give to your website person, you know, whoever's, you know, you're managing your website for you. So this first thing is, this is to add it to your website. Okay, so if you have a website builder, someone that's running it for you, you could just send them this, and then they would have all the information they need to add it to their site. This is the direct link that we were just looking at. So this right here is the direct tour link, which was what was also in the email that we were just looking at. So that's this right here, same thing. And so if you copy and paste that into Facebook or whatever, or onto your website, you can add this to a button, and it'll automatically go to that. And that's kind of what we've got on ours. So if we click on this and we come down here, it says click here to view the 3D tour. If you click there, it'll take you right to the tour. So that's something you can do with the coding. You can copy that into a button or whatnot, Or if you want it to actually have a frame, then you can use this here. Your website host person can copy that and paste it, and it'll already be set up with the frame and everything. If you're using MLS, so if you're a realtor and you're using the MLS system, MLS has certain rules that they have to that everyone has to follow, and so this right here would be a direct link for MLS. So it's basically like this. What it does is it takes out all the extra information. So if we click on this tour right here, it won't have any of the information at the top. It'll just be just the basic tour itself, so it strips away all the data and any kind of extra information. So if you click on this, notice it doesn't do anything, doesn't have more or less. So it, it takes out all the basically all the realtor data, and then that way it's set up according to how they have to have it processed. And so this right here would go directly into the MLS website. This is the direct link for MLS. VR, this is another link here. You can click here and it'll take you to a page that shows you information about what you may need for VR. Like I said, with any of the tours down here at the bottom, you click on the goggles, it takes you right to VR as well. So that is the 3D tour coding sheet. So this is just information to help you set it up on your website. Okay, so that's all the information for your website there. So let's go back, let's take a look at the next thing here. An example of our website. So what we have is on ours, this is under our portfolio page. We'll give a kind of a brief description, and this right here is that media I was talking about. And what this is a short media clip that shows kind of the dollhouse view and then a couple of panoramic views from inside the house. And so this is just a little short video that you can request, and we can send you a copy of this to tag. This is great for Facebook. We'll look at that in just a minute. Right here we've got a button, so you click this, it takes you directly to the tour. So it's just a direct link that takes you directly to the tour, and then you can proceed through the tour just like before. Then we have a sample floor plan, and so with each of the tours you get a floor plan, and so this is nice to give to clients, and so that a client can see where furniture might be positioned, the layout of the building. So especially if you're looking at purchasing a house, help you to figure out your furniture and such. This right here is our HD exterior and interior photos. So this is where we would go and add our photos. And then the last thing is the 360-degree view exterior shots. So there are plugins that you can get for your website. Our website person is amazing, and so this right here is just a plugin that we added. And then the 360-degree photos, which we'll look at in just a minute, all you do is you plug them into this, and then you can show a 360-degree shot on your website if you choose to. These are great for Facebook. Facebook's real 360 friendly, so you can do a lot with Facebook if you just wanted to share through social media. Alright, so that right there is an example of our homepage. So those are all things that you can do with the information I'm fixing to show you here. So the first thing we'll look at is the 360 degrees zip file. So that's what this is. So this is a zip file, and a zip file is just a compressed folder. So if you click on that, it's going to, I guess, come up here. Let's go back. Let's do this. Okay, so we'll click on that, and this shows us all the information in it. Let's see here. Open with zip extractor. Let me close that. I'm going to do this a little bit different. I'm using Gmail. You guys may not be using Gmail. At the bottom here, there's these attachments here, and then here I can go and say download. So this right here, this is the zip files that we were just talking about. So if I click download here, this little download arrow, it'll download. And depending on the size of them, some of these are very large, like the photos. This right here, we'll look at that in a minute, but it's typically probably anywhere from 100 megs to 200 megs, and so these right here will probably have to be downloaded through Google Drive. Now once they're downloaded, they'll come down here like this. You can click on this, it'll open up, and it's a zip file. So if you notice, the folder's got a little zipper on it. So what that means is you really can't use the files inside of it, which is this, until you extract it. So you just click extract all files if you're not familiar with this. It'll ask you where you want to save it at. So right now I'm just going to save it in my downloads folder, but if you wanted to put it on your desktop, you could click on this and then go to desktop and then click OK, or whatever folder you're wanting to put it in, and just say extract the files. Okay, so once it extracts, then you can come down here, there's the folder there, you can open it up, and then these are the 360-degree photos. So if you open it up, from a photo perspective, it kind of looks funny because this is actually wrapped 360 degrees around our camera, and so they kind of look funny. Kind of gives you kind of a fisheye view of what you're looking at. But this is actually a 360 degree photo that you can then take and drop it right into Facebook or whatever. Okay, so we'll look at how to use that in a minute, but that's what these are. These are your 360 degree photos. So let me close out all these for a second. And then the next one is the media files. Okay, so the media files is just simply a short video or a GIF or GIF file. So if you click download here, it'll download the media files as well if you have media files. And these are something that you just ask for if you're interested in media files. Not everybody uses them, but if it's something you're interested in, it's just a little short video clip. Same thing here, you would just say extract. So just like before, it's a zip folder. Say extract all files. It'll ask you where you want to extract it, and then you just say next, and then once they've extracted, it'll pop up into a folder here. And so it's just a little short video. And so here there's there's a short one, and then there's also a what we call a GIF file or a GIF file. These also can be used in Facebook on social media, and I highly recommend using these because it's kind of an eye catcher. What it does is it just kind of engages the user, lets them see, oh, this is interesting, and then draws them in, and then you can use it afterwards to put a link to your website or to your to where the tour is. And so we use this a lot for our tour introductions or whatnot. So, but that's what those are. Those are media files. So these are all just little short video snippets. So this one is about 13 seconds long. The short one's about 9 seconds long. So that just kind of varies between tours. So let me close out all that. The last thing is the photos. Okay, so just like before, you're going to download these, and so this is actually about 200 megs. So I'm going to pause this for just a second, and then once it finishes downloading, then we'll take a look at the rest of this. Okay, so now we've got it finished. So once it's done, and like I said, the photos are going to be a large file, and the media and the zip are also, but so it may take you a minute or two to get these downloaded. So once it does download, just simply click on it. Okay, it's a zip file again. We're going to say extract all files, and then we'll click where you want it. So you can click browse. If you've got a folder you want to stick it in on your desktop or somewhere, you can do that and just hit extract. And then it may take it a couple of seconds to extract, because see, this one here is almost 200 megabytes. So once it extracts, then we'll be able to take a look at all the photos from the project. So we've got the 360 degree photos, we've got the media, which is the little videos, and then we also have these photos here. And then the last thing what we'll look at will be the floor plan. The floor plan for each project. So I guess while that's downloading, we can go ahead and look at the floor plan. But if you click on the floor plan link, and usually it takes probably a couple days to finish processing the floor plan. There's a little bit that goes into it. So you usually get this information first, and then later on we'll come back and we'll send you the floor plan once it's been processed. But this is great to share with potential clients, people that are interested in the property, maybe in purchasing the property. And so if it's got an upstairs, downstairs, also it gives you kind of a rough estimate on the floor as far as the gross the gross building. So this right here is sort of first floor, second floor, and then on here it tells you how much the porches and stuff are, and then the total. And so it kind of gives you an idea of what the sizing is for the house. Furniture layout stuff, this is great. You can print this off, and then you can give these to the people that are interested in touring the property or whatnot. And so with this, you've got a 3D tour that people will walk through. You can create these PDF files so that people can see the actual floor plan layout. Then we've got the photos. We've got the 360 degree shots, and then also the media. So there's a lot that you get with this here. So now that I've got this extracted, let's go ahead and we'll take a look at the photos. So you just open up the photos, and then they're broken up into rooms or categories. Okay, so as an example, if you go into bathrooms, then they're in bathrooms here. So bath 1, bath 2, 3, 4, and then the powder room. And these are just simple high resolution photographs. Okay, so this right here is one of the bathrooms, another bathroom, another bathroom. These are photos that you can use on your website, you can put on social media to show a client, you know, different areas of the house. And so it's broken up into sections there. Okay, and so that's really, you know, all the actual files and stuff that you'll receive. So let's go back to this. So we talked about the coding sheet, the 360-degree zip files, media, the floor plan, and then also your photos. So those are typically all the files and stuff that you'll receive with a typical tour. And then this right here is the direct link. So this can be copied and pasted directly anywhere in, you know, what you're trying to do. So if you're trying to send it through email, through Facebook or Twitter, these are all great ways to use this direct link here. And all you do is you can simply copy and paste it. So if we say copy, and then if we go into Facebook and maybe go under Messenger, and then inside Messenger you can simply we'll just send it to Rebecca Malone. We'll click there, and then we'll paste, and then notice it gives you a little preview right here, and then you hit the enter key or click this, and then it sends it to, in this case, Rebecca, my wife. And so all they do is, if they have a smartphone or if they're on their computer, all they do is they click on this through Messenger, and it directly takes them right to the tour, and they can do everything through their phone or through their computer. So that's one way to use it. You can also, in Facebook, post it directly. So if you wanted to create a post, you can go in here and then create a post and then just paste it directly into there, and it works the same way. As I was saying before, what I recommend is adding a little which, you know, here's several that we've done, but a lot of times we'll put like a little video with it. And so that's what I was talking about, like with the media file. So, you know, as an example, if I'm going to do a post, I'll say photo video, and then on here it's going to say, okay, what are you wanting to do? Photo video. And then I can say, okay, I need to upload photos or videos, and then I need to go find that media. So I'm going to go under media here, media, and then I can choose the long, short, or the GIF file. I always do the long one because they're not very long anyway, usually 10 to 11 seconds, but I would do the long one. Open it, and then here you have to give it a name. So Panacea, and then here a description, whatever you want to call it. An amazing cabin. Cabin in Ho Chi Town. And then you can go in and you can tag people, stuff like that, and then you can just say after that, this is where you would want to paste your copy and paste your link. Okay, so what I'm saying, this is an amazing cabin in Ho Chi Town, and then usually I would say something like click link below to access a 3D tour. And then below it here I would go back to where that link is, simply copy this, you can say copy, and then come back to Facebook, and then just simply say paste, and then say next, and it'll ask you how you want to post it. Just say publish, and then it'll send it to be processed. And this takes it a minute or so. But what this is going to do is going to add that video to your post along with the tour as well. So let's see here. If we close that, right now it's preparing. And then once it finishes, we'll take a look at it and see how it looks. Okay, there we go. So then once it finishes, then you'll end up with something like this. So let me come down here a little bit. So what we've got is we've got let's see here, go back to post, page, post, okay, and so here we are. This is it. So what it'll do is it'll load up. So it'll load up the short video, and then it says here, click this link below, and then if they click that link, it'll take them to the tour. Also with Facebook, you can add the 360-degree photos. So not only, you know, this right here, but you could go up here and then just simply do a photo video, and you can go to photo video, upload photos and videos. Let's go back to this. You got to find where you've put your 360s, and so here if I click on one of these, then I can say okay, let's do we'll just do this one here. We'll say open, and this little symbol right here kind of indicates, it's kind of hard to tell, but it's got some kind of circles and stuff. That symbol right there, that kind of shows you where that is. So you could say, you know, Christmas time, ready for Christmas, something like that. You know, in this case we shot it around Christmas time. Ready for Christmas. And then at the bottom you could put the 3D tour there as well. So if you go back here and then just copy your link, go back to Facebook, paste the link right there, ready for Christmas, and they've got a link to the tour there, and then you can say create post or publish. And then once it finishes, then you got a nice 360-degree photo. So this is not the actual tour itself, it's just a 360-degree photo of the property to let you look around the house. And then let's see, right here, then you got your tour as well. So if they click on this, it'll take them to the tour. But it's also engaging because in Facebook they can see the you know, they can actually see a 360-degree photo from any room. So any of your 360-degree photos from outside or inside, you can add these directly to Facebook. And so that covers pretty much everything. So we've covered the tour coding sheet, 360 degrees, media files, floor plan, and the photos. And like I said before, if you ever have any questions, you're not sure, we're happy to set up a time to meet with you and kind of walk you step by step to help you facilitate this. And if you ever have any questions, or your website person has any questions, please feel free to have them call or email us, and we'll be happy to help and assist any way we can. Thank you.